this is Spoonie, and I've got a big announcement. I'll be appearing as a guest at the Screw Attack Gaming Convention in Dallas, Texas. It's going to be a great time with a ton of other...
And that's exactly what playing this game feels like. Some asshole stomping on my enormous throbbing sack. This game blows my balls. Not only is it lousy...
Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, you're that Mr. Spoon guy, right?
Yeah, award-winning critic, the SpoonyOne, yeah.
Whatever. Did you review Privateer 2, The Darkening?
Yeah, that piece of shit game.
Now, first off, this is not a bad game. It's a good game. Second of all, I spent many a dateless Friday and Saturday night playing this game. So much so that, yeah, maybe I thought Clive Owen was my girlfriend for a little bit.
Okay, first off, scary. Second of all, how the hell did you get my room number?
Hotel clerks will do pretty much anything for a free copy of the Diamond All-Star Softball.
Well, congratulations, but you're a very strange man. Must be going.
Wait just a damn... Is that Highlander playing?
Oh, that's Highlander Endgame. It's the shitty movie I'm reviewing.
Ooh!
Ah, good. A strange man bursts into my room, and he happens to be a Highlander freak. I am officially horrified.
Highlander Endgame was released in 2000 and attempted to combine both the movie series and the TV series. It starred both Adrian Paul and Christopher Lambert.
Wait, what the hell are you doing?
I'm doing our Highlander Endgame review.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not doing the review with you.
2 reviewers, 1 hotel room. We're required by internet law to review something together. It's a misdemeanor in some states if we don't. You know this.
Oh, shit. You're a reviewer? Alright, let's do this. This thing is gonna suck either way.
Oh, well, thanks for your approval.
No, I mean the movie. It's gonna blow really hard.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt a lot.
It'll be painful.
No, it's gonna be like fucking thumb screws.
Eye gouging, maybe.
So here we go. You excited?
Oh, I'm so enthralled to do this.
As I was saying before, Highlander Endgame attempted to bridge the gap between the TV and movie series. It was directed by Douglas Arniokoski, who also directed... what did that guy direct? Wait a minute. What's up with these credits? I didn't realize we were watching Highlander Twilight.
I think this is a default credit setting in Adobe Premiere. I know, because I use them often. But don't worry, these boring credits are only 2 minutes long. They needed this to pad out their 70-minute film.
Yes, that's a great way to lengthen the film, instead of, I don't know, keeping scenes essential to the plot in the movie, but I'll get into that.
We are driven by the endless fight to survive in a game which knows no limit of time or place.
Nor bad sequels.
We are the seeds of legend. But our true origins are unknown.
Huh, I thought they were from that alien planet.
Shut up.
You know that Zeist place?
Shut up! Before Giuliani was in charge and hookers still gave handjobs in Times Square. There are our heroes, Duncan and Connor.
Wait a minute, this doesn't look familiar.
Huh?
This was not in the theatrical version. They added a scene back for the DVD.
You mean an important opening scene that introduces us to our heroes was left out? How could they cut this?
I know, Duncan munching on that hot dog is riveting, but this is just the first of several glaring scene omissions that made this movie a mess to view in the theater. And I'll be describing all those deletions.
Hey, do you mind if I go through this?
Why, not at all.
Thanks. So, this is 10 years ago, and Connor strangely tells Duncan that he has to run an errand.
Maybe he ran out of hair grease?
Note this would take place roughly during the series timeline, so we have the ponytail version of Duncan.
You sure you're gonna be all right, Connor?
And we also have an ADR job. Yikes, that was not Adrian Paul at all.
I think that was the hot dog vendor.
So Duncan is worried, and we see Rachel Ellenstein, Connor's friend slash daughter slash lover, walk into Connor's antique store. I seem to remember at the end of the first movie that Connor walked away from the store after defeating the Kurgan, but this movie doesn't incorporate that. Rachel walks through the loft, which I admit they did a pretty good job recreating, and watched a 1940s home movie of her with Connor that has sound. She hears a phone ring, picks it up, and the loft is blown up just as Connor walks back. Great timing.
Ooh, the Hot Pockets are done.
We see a man in a hat and strange crucifix shoes walk away.
Maybe they're BK Knights. We're at the sanctuary now, with a bearded Connor strapped into Dr. Frankenstein's table.
I was a Highlander.
So come visit beautiful Scotland. An 8-day, 7-night vacation plan is only $13.99.99. Now we're back to about the year 1550, and we're with Connor and his wife Heather from the first film. They're being pestered by some of the villagers from Glenfinnan, where Connor grew up, who are blaming him for a drought, and holy crap, do they look old. The villagers tell Connor that his mother will burn. Immortals don't really have biological mothers, they're all foundlings, but let's stick to the movie.
Get off my land!
Get off my lawn, whippersnappers! Connor decides to ride back and save his mother.
And enjoy our horseback riding excursion. Only $89 if you book today!
Connor visits his mom in an old Scottish rest home and decides to take her out.
Don't worry, Mom, there's an old country buffet nearby.
He feels the pre-immortal quickening of someone, and then the home gets broken into. He has a heartfelt reunion with a friend named Jacob, and then gets roped up and captured. Connor awakens in a cell to see his mother being sentenced to being burned at the stake for having a devil spawn. Jacob gives her one last chance to deny Connor as her son, and she tells him to stuff it. Good for her. Bad for her soon-to-be crispy skin. So they light her up, and Connor struggles in vain to get out to save her. He manages to pry an iron bar loose and sticks it into his captor's neck.
Need a hand?
Oh yes, that's rich. And then he kills this guy from a Renaissance fair. Connor gets to his mother right before a black powder bag around her neck explodes. Connor doesn't exactly take this too well, filleting anyone who comes into sight.
Oh, how graphic.
Hey, wait, that guy's dead! He can't be screaming!
Echo, perhaps?
Instead of killing Jacob like he really should, he goes over to his mother's body. Then the old priest does what's number 2 on the bad idea master list. Yes, try and console the son of the mother you just burned to death. Smart.
Jacob, angered that his mother-murdering father is dead, charges at Connor, who easily runs him through like a toothpick through an olive. Why does Connor show remorse here at all for the guy who roasted his mother? Anyone?
My endless days are filled with memories of the past and the death of my mother by Jacob Cal.
That's interesting, Connor, being that we've never heard about that guy before or your mother, well, ever. So we're back at the sanctuary, which is apparently run by monks. A flamboyant motorcycle gang wearing wacky outfits pulls up. We see them get off their bikes and then cut to them riding again and getting off their bikes again. What?
Top-notch editing there.
Monkey number 1 faces the gang, but now he's turned around just to do the patented dramatic gun reveal move from any John Woo film. He and the second monk take out this group of very bad dressers. Is it possible that they're immortal? An Asian immortal, played by Hong Kong superstar Donnie Yen, shows up to kick the living snot out of everyone. So it's pretty strange that he lets himself get killed a second later. He was doing pretty well on his own.
They might be immortals.
Yes.
What's this? A mystery immortal?
Ooh, Monk Ghetto Grip!
This giant Jawa seemingly takes out a monk at the ankle, which kills him? Come on, you have to show the guy getting hit again or dying, right? If you get your foot cut off, you do survive. It'll be painful, but it won't kill you for at least a couple months.
Don't be long.
Our mysterious whispering immortal and his band of merry men find Connor and other immortals strapped into these tables underground.
I don't even care about these pathetic souls you keep locked away as a barrier to the prize.
Nice to meet you, too. He seeks out Connor and then takes all their heads? Wait, this is holy ground, right? He can't do that.
He just did.
But he can't.
You heard the man. He doesn't care about the rules.
That's not how it works. Are you sure it's holy ground?
Well, it has to be. After all, there's monks with machine guns running around.
Oh, I guess you're right. That makes sense. Huh?
Duncan's doing a kata when he feels a disturbance in the force, or something. Remember, in the theater, this is our first introduction to the guy, 20 minutes into the film. No names given, no idea of who he is. It's just a random guy in brown pajamas.
They are nice. They look comfy.
We are back at the aftermath of the sanctuary slaughter. We find out the men in charge here are watchers, men and women who observe and record the history of the immortals. If you've seen the TV show, you'd know this. If you haven't, you'd be a very confused audience member.
I'm confused and I know who they are.
Duncan strolls along in Paris when he hears a payphone ominously ringing. He picks it up and gets a warning about Connor. We also see the watcher from before tracking Duncan. A small scene, an effective establishing scene.
Oh, that's great because it wasn't shown in the theater.
Duncan visits Mythos, a 5,000-year-old immortal who would show up from time to time during the series. He seeks out advice about Connor's disappearance.
Connor had good reason for going. He told me how much Rachel meant to him.
Mythos was Connor's friend? Was that ever brought up or mentioned ever in the series?
Nope. In fact, Duncan didn't meet Mythos until about 5 years before this movie takes place. So, by the time that happened, Connor was already in the sanctuary. He couldn't have known Mythos. Do your research, writers.
We're flashing back now to 20 minutes previous in the film?
Well, I've forgotten already since I'm an idiot.
You said it, not me.
Hey!
Mythos explains the idea of the sanctuary to Duncan, and that's where Connor's been. I'm not sure why he wouldn't have mentioned this to Duncan before, but whatever. In the theater, he explicitly says it's on holy ground, but since Highlander fans were so up in arms about immortals being killed there, the line was removed from the DVD version, making the idea of the sanctuary more ambiguous.
And making even less sense.
Yeah, why would an immortal agree to put himself in a coma unless they were safe on holy ground and protected from attack? Otherwise, it would just be safer to have all the immortals hang out together and play checkers for all eternity.
I prefer Pictionary, but you know. So we go from Paris to an episode of Taxi. We flash back to Ireland, 1712, with Connor and Duncan.
With bad wigs.
Yes, very bad wigs. Wigs that were sheared from ferrets. Connor and Duncan run across a carriage with a cute Irish lass being harassed by thugs, including one played by Edge of WWE fame. What a great pickup! What an actor! Marvel at his great acting prowess by not even attempting a British or Irish accent here.
Hey, wait a minute. They took my money.
Oh, it's here.
They took my money.
Come on, Edge!
Go get
Duncan and Connor take on the Rogues in one of the better moments of the film. One of the only scenes where it's actually fun. After the thugs are defeated, Edge tries to attack Connor from behind with a rock. Not the Rock. They couldn't sign him. But Duncan gets the drop on him.
Looks heavy, huh?
Looks like you lost your edge, lad.
See what he did there? Cleverness! They used the guy's wrestling name, but in the movie where he's probably not named that. Duncan said lost your edge, but his wrestling name is Edge. But he wouldn't have been named that in 1712. Get it? See?
Yes, okay, we get it.
The scene ends with the hot Irish woman dropping her handkerchief for Duncan to retrieve, which back then was the equivalent of saying you wanted to have someone's hot, sweaty love children.
A more innocent time. We are back. Oh no, another flashback to 25 minutes earlier in the film? We remember! We just saw it! Duncan enters the loft and searches around and finds Connor's private museum that we saw in the first film. He sees a couple of rapiers and we...
No, we just came back from one. It's too soon.
Oh no, it's not. We flash back to the Renaissance. Connor trains Duncan in Italian fencing and teaches him some of the rules of the immortals. Who is that guy? Anyway, so we have to buy that Christopher Lambert is schooling Adrian Paul, a sword expert. And it's painfully obvious that Lambert is not too adept with a sword, partly because he has terrible vision in real life.
I understand.
What is up with that guy?
You really want to know?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
You're positive?
Yes!
All right. Well, in the work print version of the film, he's an effeminate man that fawns over and flirts with Duncan. He even wipes Duncan's ass with a feather at one point.
Oh God! Why would you tell me that?
You asked! I warned you! They really shredded this scene up for the theatrical and DVD version to get rid of all of that.